Rising Collective. I hope everyone is waking up well this morning. Remember to take your time waking up. You know, if you wake up having to go to an alarm, you know, set it a few minutes early so you can have time to kind of clear yourself from any spell work, you know, just that may have been done over you in your sleep or whatever, because you know how these karmics are. Always using the moon for something, right? And just kind of meditate and, you know, clear your mind for the day so that you, whether you have a plan or not, you're just in a good space and everything flows the way, well, not always how you plan it to if you have a plan, but if it flows the way it's supposed to and you're more accepting of it. How about that? So, you know, the hit dogs are hollering. That's basically the gist of it. So, like, when people are doing black magic, right? And, you know, like, social media, it's like there's a responsibility there, right? And, you know, a lot of people, when they first start off, I know I did anyways, you know, it's just like they're not aware of the responsibility because they don't think their following would get so damn big, right? And, you know, these people who lack accountability, they'll try to, you know, come in, you know, use their free will basically to try to, if you have a platform, they'll use their free will to try to come, like, pick you apart or whatever, break you down, la 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 la, blah blah. And, you know, that's them trying to drum up an energy, the energy of who other people have perceived you to be. I know that's like the situation I'm in, you know, just like, oh, bad karma. It's just like the bad karma is focused on somebody like that in the first place when the intentions are good, you know. And it's weird, you know, because, like, okay, so, like, witchcraft is, you know, it starts when they try to attach something to you. They try to attach their trash energy to you, right? By going out of their way of doing that, try to make you feel some type of way, have a feeling. And then, like, once they try to tether to you. So the tether is, you know, there are many attempts, you know, from many people trying to wear you down, this, that, and the third, you know, with their comments. I'm sorry. And, you know, possibly sabotaging stuff for you behind the scenes, da 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 da. So they form a tether, and then, like, once they get a reaction, the tether is complete. Now they have something to try to reel you in with, and they'll keep attacking that aspect because that's what got the action or response in the first place. You know, and when you go to social media, that just you know, to speak out, no matter how good your intentions are, they will try to drum up the energy with everybody they can on that social media. And, like, I'm trying to explain it. Like, I understand it, but it's like, I guess I don't understand it well enough because I can't explain it clearly. Or maybe it is making sense and I'm just not aware of that, right? So they'll, you know, continue to try to drum up the energy and then, you know, put you in a I told you so. You know, like, once they get the reaction, the tethers form, and then, now they have, like, you know, I guess physical evidence that you can react or respond in that way, right? And that's what they hold on to for dear life. You know, even if that's not your real nature, that's not who you truly are, right? And of course, I know last video I said I always show up as myself, but, you know, I've had black magic, witchcraft, all this dark magic and shit done over me my entire life, and, like, you know, it's not until you realize what the hell is going on, you know, you might sense that it's, you know, wrong, or sense that, you know, somebody is doing it to you, but you don't have, you know, because you can't see it, because that's how you're programming in 3D. You know, you don't know how to circumvent it. You know, I mean, you know how, but it's just like you don't have the confirmation that that's what's being done until you know what's being done, and then you start making the changes. You get on your path, you get on your journey, and you start changing. So these people, these karmics, these demons, will try to drum up that energy from the past. You know, like, whether you suffered karma for it or not, they think that they're putting karma into their own hands, which is a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake. for them, on their part, because just like it's not for you to do, you know. Like, I've done my whole dark night of the soul, or maybe not. You know, I've been I was happy even while I was doing it. You know, it's just like I went through the stuff, I transmuted the energy like la-di-da, you know, of all the BS that was going on around me, all the magic that was being thrown at me, because, like, you know, the weakest one in the room is always the loudest. Like, that's like 9 times out of 10. I'll give it a fair 8. 8 times out of 10, the weakest one in the room is the loudest. You know, so the situation is, you know, people screaming, and it's like, you know, like when you cook a lobster, the water's boiling hot, you hear the steam escaping the shell, they think it's the lobster screaming. No, these people are at a boiling point, sadly, you know. And I get a lot of slack for choosing to live in a trailer, and, you know, like my finances, because I put it out there, you know, like being vulnerable about who I'm, being real about my situation and what it is and what's going on. I'm being real about it, you know. Like, sometimes I treat myself to keep my health care going, so I don't get sick, because sometimes that's what you need. Like, the stress, you know, you can be stressed about it, or you could choose to transmute energy, this, that, and the third. And, you know, I have my own plans for my life, but all these people who sit and criticize, try to take us apart or whatever, they have plans for our lives, you know, and they think we should fit into their systems and their, you know, little boxes or whatever that they choose to live in, you know. And say it's just, you know, I'm a factual based person, right? But I'm also a spiritually based person. It's a good balance, you know. It's like I guess people will call it an alternate reality, whatever. I know that the Most High has got me, whatever it is, and, you know, it's just annoying that it's gonna work out. It's just like, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm on both sides, on both the self-care side and on the responsibility side. I just had a lot of shit hit me all at once, you know. That's my test for me to pass. And then, you know, you be vulnerable about people and they try to exploit the shit out of it, and, you know, that's on them. So it's just like kind of like a lesson message, and a, you know, it's gonna be okay, a reassurance message, I guess, for myself and others. But yeah, so they drum up the energy about, like, this could be like gossip, rumors, and constantly talking about the person, constantly focus on witchcraft. You have to be focused on another person so fucking hard that, you know, it starts to affect them. It's just like, it gets fucking creepy and weird. And, you know, like, some people will go to the point of following around, gang stalking, and weird shit, you know. Just like, so if you're experiencing a gang stalking situation, be in a place where there's a lot of cameras, because it's like, you know, they could track, you know, the cameras track movements, and like if it's the gym and somebody's following you around the gym, you know, keep moving to different rooms, you know, just like, and get your complete workout. Like, especially if it's a big gym, you know, because there's plenty of places you can go and just be way across the gym and away from the noise. And I'm not saying let these people, like, control how you move around the gym. I'm just saying, you know, all I'm saying is there's cameras in different rooms, right, to monitor these monitoring spirits. And so they'll do weird shit, like talking about you, like, directly, indirectly, whichever, you know, and trying to be beside you doing it. It's just like, okay, what is it? You're their conversation piece, and it's just like, it's actually funny, because it's just like that I'm your conversation piece, and you're trying to make me feel bad. So it's like, yeah, okay. So they'll do that in hopes of a reaction or a response, and then they'll say, oh, you know, try to make you feel, and then you'll say something about it, and it's not necessarily the response, because you didn't, like, address the person directly. Because I'm like, I don't even fucking know you and don't care to know you. And I think that's the problem. It's just like, because if your energy's trash, it's just like, it's gonna come out your pores. I'm gonna feel it. And then, you know, they'll try to, or sometimes they'll use a tether on, like, a higher spectrum with a hello, or, you know, kind gesture or whatever, and then turn around and try to backstab you. It's just simply by them doing that. So it's just like they'll sit there, they'll try to make you feel like less, right? So that's projection. It's really a reflection of how they feel about themselves, and then they go out of their way, right? So if they say it's disrespectful, then they'll like, what do you call it? They'll think it's disrespectful, and then they'll like try to downplay it and come over. It's like if it's you walk away from disrespect, right? It's just like, especially like direct disrespect, or you fucking like ignore the person, and then in turn they disrespect themselves. So it's just like weird, desperate attempts to try to latch on to the collective energy and like trolling their pages. I'm just like, but you went out your way, like you went out your way to do this. You're spending your 40% of brain power, whatever percentage you're using, to do this when you could be doing something better for yourself. You know, like you could really be like healing yourself or something, because people like that, they are the ones who need to, you know, they need to heal, go do something better with their life. You know, it's just like, if you're sitting around a group of friends and that's not enough to keep your mind off somebody who is not, you know, like clearly not your friend, because you're sitting there talking shit, like you're miserable. You know, either you don't like those people, or those people don't really fuck with you for real. They don't like you for real. Like it's something ain't clinked in the milk. But anyways, yeah, a tether. So they'll form a tether, and then they keep attacking that tether in order to get a response. I think that's pretty much the gist of it, until they finally are able to completely break you down and, you know, either sway your way of being. I guess I could say way of being, your mannerisms, your, you know, everything like that. Like I was like sun gazing yesterday at the beach. Just, yeah, I needed to be by the water so I could, you know, clear my energy out, you know, and do some of my healing work. And then here are several karmics just around, and I'm checking out nature, you know, just listening for stuff, you know, listening to the seals, and, you know, watching the water, watching the sun glisten so beautifully off the water. Like, isn't she lovely? Just, so it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Apart from, you know, that, got myself a beer, you know, and sat there and kind of, you know, a small one. I usually, when I go there, I'll get like a pint, but you know, I'm working on like just not drinking at the beach anymore. Apart from if I'm eating, and that's a different story. But, you know, just like vegged out, totally relaxed, got my sweats and my hoodie on, just chilling. And then there was these people trying to form attachments. It's just like, first of all, trying to throw those tethers out, for hoping for a reaction. Everything I did, they wanted to try to, you know, pick at it. And it was like, this is like, they have a sad existence. Like, I'm like, you know, I'm noticing, but I'm also like so like enamored with, you know, just nature. So I'm paying attention to nature, and like here come the seagulls, and the seagulls basically like, it was funny. It's like the seagulls had their shitters basically pointed directly at the people who were trying to be antagonistic. Like they're about to projectile shit on these people. But anyway, that's besides yeah, anyways. And that's kind of how, you know, I'm like, just, you know, I'm just sitting there because I go to the beach. I'm just fascinated by, you know, nature. It's kind of like when you watch a movie, and every time you hear something different, you see something different, you learn something different. You know, nature, you know, that's what nature is to me. Is that it's not, you know, it's 5 times, so it's like, it's extremely fascinating to me. You know, which, you know, I understand like why these people make these videos in nature and discover different things. It's like, it's just freaking beautiful. Who wants to be around people like, you know, with people like that, you know, sitting in these friend groups? It's kind of like, who needs enemies? Because you know they do it to each other. You know they are. If your natural, I'll just turn the AC on. If your natural inclination is to like focus on somebody because you saw them on the internet, you're a groupie. You're a freaking groupie. Sorry, that's just what it is. attacking that in hopes to get that reaction out of you and trying to lower your self-esteem. And I'm just like, and okay, I'm just stop talking about myself, I guess, in this situation, so I can get through it. It's basically to lower your frequency overall. It's just to get you in a lower frequency and keep dragging you lower and lower and lower to their level where they're comfortable, right? And start getting you to, start attacking them back. Basically, start throwing spell work back, so they can try to trigger, any wounds or whatever insecurities they think you may have, and that brings you down to a lower frequency and unable to manifest at a higher level. You can only manifest karmic things like they manifested karmic friends and family, right? In their lives, like you might be sitting solo. That's because you left them behind, and you are manifesting soul tribe. They are still sitting in that low frequency, in that low energy, and they want you there with them. They want you because they don't like your abundance. They don't like, we'll have people who are jealous of us because of our work ethic, simply because we work hard, we play hard. We just simply like to work hard. I know I like to work hard, and I would love it if everybody could be prosperous and sit around all day. But it's like also have some work ethic about you. That's how you get to that. That's how you retire, right? And you work on different kinds of investments to work on residual incomes and things like that. So you can't. Their mind is focused on the collective. Yeah. So it's just like they're sitting there picking at what they can see and not the unseen, because they want to be able to attack your blessings and your future and your manifestations. So they want you to have an outburst. It's like, you didn't know that I was doing this and this and this behind the scenes. This isn't that, right? And then they have something else to attack. The attack on Titans, it's like, it's a giant out here. Collective is like the warriors who are, cutting down these dodo bird people. Because my thing is breaking free from, being basically self-governed is where I'm trying to be at. And, I got debts to pay. That's just bottom line. I have financial debts and I'm working on them. Chopping them down slowly but surely. I'm not trying to run from it or anything like that. I'm just trying to get there, trying to get back. I'm trying to restabilize from work being so slow. At what, longer than I expected, or longer than I thought it would. And then, on top of that, trying to find my mark on what I want to do. And, there's, right now I'm comfortable, I'm working on, I've increased things as far as payments, stuff like that. But that's really all they have to pick at. It's like, the karmics that were aggressively following me around, and some of them still are. It's just quiet now. Like, what else can they really say? They said it all. And when probably not all, but just like they've reached their peak. It's just like, it's kind of like high school is the highlight of their life, so they revert back to high school tactics when they got the most clout and attention and stuff like that. Because they want you there with them. They're lonely on that frequency, even though there's a lot of people. They have a lot of people around them that are on that same frequency. It doesn't make sense, but that's what they want. They're really alone with the people that surround them. It's trippy, huh? It's like they got all these people around them, and they're still so lonely that they're trying to force a tether to someone who truly, they don't know them. They're just trying to collect more and more people, and then they try to get more people around them on board. It's attack because, based off of what they think are facts. Okay. Cool. That's, and then bring them to a lower frequency, and when they can, and most importantly, when we heal from the situation, that's when they start to fall. See, the whole thing is like when we heal, that's why they try to stop the healing. They want to keep rehashing things from the past. They want to keep rehashing the hardships that you may or may not be going through now. They want to keep rehashing that, they could be on a 3D in a better position than you. And then they want to, attack that, and sometimes they try to make it a wound. They try to stab you with that. And try to, they just try to keep opening the wound, just keep peeling the scabs back, just keep peeling and until, it becomes a scar, keloid, or it just heals. It's one of those. Because some scars we don't get rid of, it's just a scar. It's or some wounds we don't get rid of. It becomes a scar, and you can see it in our makeup, in our personality, and how we walk, talk, present ourselves, our confidence, self-esteem. Those are the keloids. Sorry, Bill. Let's see. But, and it keeps them in a position of power over you when they can stop you from healing yourself. Because these people, they cannot sit alone. They can't be without attention. They simply, so they'll entertain the devil. I've never entertained the devil. It's like, fuck away from me, please. I'll do my shadow work, I'll do my dark work and stuff like that, but entertaining the devil has never been a thing for me. It's just like, no, just fuck off. Basically, it's like, yes, I did, do some devilish things, but or was it, because I was just like, I was just moving while I had people behind the scenes trying to manipulate everything. So it's like, waited for me to sleep with someone and then go broadcast it, after manipulating the options around me, right? Trying to stop the options, trying to frustrate me. I'm just like, look, I'll get who I get, right? Or not. I'll just stay somewhere by myself. Because the whole thing is they want to isolate you so they can further pick you apart and take you out and try to reduce you to what they are. Someone codependent, needing to be around people, needing to tear someone down, needing to be attached to someone energetically in some way, shape, or form, needing that. Like, while it's nice to have these warm, fuzzy feelings for people, and which I do have one, but from a distance. So but I'm not also not acting like, oh, I'm just too good to be around people. It's just like, certain, if your energy's trash, then I'm just not. I'm not gonna sit here and mix energies with people I simply do not resonate with. I simply, we aren't on the same frequency to the point that they just don't get it. The same frequency, we can be on similar frequencies, and but if you're on one frequency and it could potentially drag me down, and you're not trying to grow from that frequency, then there's nothing I could, there's nothing relatable, because my whole thing is growth, expansion, healing. That's my thing. It's just like, I don't have to, the whole acknowledgement thing, I might say a hello or two, but, don't expect much of it. It's just kind of like, that's not where my head is. I don't need somebody to say hello to me. It's just like, oh, I don't understand that. That's not my problem if somebody doesn't say hello to me, or if someone does say hello to me, or vice versa. It's just, it's no one's problem. These people are so hell-bent on trying to form tethers with everybody they possibly can to see where they can try to manipulate something. Making these what they call connections on a 3D are actually attachments. Oh, we're just networking, which is, hey, do you? But if you're authentically you'll eventually attract who is for you. But you have to get through, the bullshit first. The people want to sit here and, want to sit up and try to tether to you. And yeah, they want to try to tether to you and form toxic attachments and that shit. Like, because the thing is like, okay, so having a social media presence, where people are clearly watching, they try to take the bad things from you, and they love trauma bonding, love that shit. But the thing is, why would you try to tether to somebody with something bad other than to trauma bond? Or something you deem as negative because you want to trauma bond with somebody. No, and be mad when you get ignored. Just no, fuck you. It's just like you and your friends can all go circle jerk elsewhere. Like, just do something better with your life, right? And these energies are just, I'm like shifting through different energies and kind of, I guess, channel surfing again, but on a spiritual, internal thing. And hopefully it's making sense. I might have to redo this video and like really put it together and focus, because I am driving right now. I'm like on a mission to get to my training. I just finished working out at the gym, and I'm on my way to train, to get some martial arts in, my punches and kicks, and eventually, hopefully one day, some grappling. But yeah, just like, it's kind of like, do better. It's just like, if you're not helping, then you're part of the problem. I'm not offering criticism, I'm offering constructive criticism. I'm offering, whatever well of knowledge I have that hopefully helps someone or some people. It seems like I am helping quite a few people also, from what I'm hearing, because I can't just pick up on a negative and not acknowledge the positive at all. I mean, I've heard the growth, like, because I kind of keep the ear open in case somebody did grow from this, grow from my situation, or like whatever their situation is by something I said, or just in general. And it's also, like, I get little downloads even from the positive and negative aspects of what people are talking about in regards to what I post on the internet, what other people post on the internet, the situation, because they, like, people who like accountability love blaming things on the internet. It's just weird, or they I don't know, they love blaming things on that. It's like, no, you have the free will to mind your business. You have the free will to, not do this, not do that. You have a lot of free will. Like, we get more free will than the Most High gives us. I mean, than we give the Most High credit for. And, or whatever, I guess, entity they are giving credit to, right? That they are praising at night or whenever. Because there ain't never been a Hail Satan, ain't even been a Hail Mary for me. It's nothing like that. I'm just walking along my little path, and yeah, like most of the collective, we just, la-di-da, but also staying focused and staying on our grind. It's just like, everything's temporary. Everything. Good times, bad times. Of course, we all know that. We know that best as a collective. We just weather the storms, and people want to sit there and try to drown you while the storm's going on. And it's just like, those are the people who will never see their karma coming. They already don't see the fact that they are screwing with somebody who is of good intentions in that way, that their karma has started, right? Because they're presented with someone that, hey, let me pick your brain. They can sit and have a conversation with them, or something decent. But instead, they choose to base off the internet and then go fucking with that person. Even the internet trolls, they try to fuck with that person. And they do it with such conviction too. Like, they even hired like certain readers, like to make it on your algorithms. And yeah, like I've noticed that shit too. Like it's like, people in your comments, people in your algorithms, and saying this and third. And it's just like, the more they use you as a soundboard kind of, but if they don't get any feedback from you, what do they do? Like, because I witnessed this yesterday actually. Like, there were people who were trying it, and it's just like they bought out their best. Yeah, this was like they bought it, or maybe they didn't, but it was like chatter, I already know, because it's like I don't have to hear you to know your intentions. I feel your energy, right? It's just like I feel the energy that you're trying to antagonize me and take me down, make me feel lower my self-worth, right? And that's that's what the collective does know. That's what we do feel. We feel that shit, especially if we're empathic. And it's like if they don't get anything out of you, it's a waste of their time. So it's like, and that's their words echoing back to them. Like bats use echolocation, so they use you as where they are on their own frequency. So, and they try to use echolocation to try to latch on to your frequency at your highest point. That's why they always fuck with you when you're not fucking with anybody else. You're just at peace, happy, and on a high frequency. And then they'll use the echolocation to see where they can hit you at, where they can get you and attach to you, so they can ride that wave of your frequency. And like a roller coaster ride, try to ride your frequency down. Though they try to bring it down, 'cause that's all they can do is try to bring you down. So, oh man, it's starting to light up still. It's like starting to gel. And that's what I think, that's pretty much the gist of it. They want to be on your frequency and try to be there, but sometimes their frequency is so, their guilt within themselves is so heavy that you can't, you got to walk away. You can't carry that bullshit. Like, they got too many skeletons in their closet to the point it's like the next time they open their mouth, that shit, one of their shits might fall out. And it's kind of like you don't want to be around for that, because then it's just like once they get embarrassed, they want to continue to attack you. They want to double down on attacking you because they're embarrassed that they couldn't get a reaction out of you. And they look for any little body language. That's why they give these books, tell you to study body language. I'm like, man, I studied under the Most High. I studied life, and everything that somebody does it can't be like put in a book, every mannerism. And that's where they get fucked up at. They think no eye contact means the person's a liar. It's because it's been proven with people like them on a low frequency. So it's like, no, eye contact for me means we're not having a fucking conversation. There's nothing to talk about. That's all it is too. There's nothing to talk about. So I guess they rather try to find something to talk about on a lower frequency, because that's all they know how to do is showing their true colors. That they're on such a low frequency, all they know how to do is trauma bond. They don't know how, they want to approach you for real. And when they when they sit up and do that stuff, that just means they want to be a part of your life in some way. But they don't know, they're not healed enough to admit that, accept that, because it's just like, oh no, not this person. It's just like they go off appearance, they go off of other stuff, and then they start with the back and forth of the energies, like, or so they thought. You could still read it. It's like they'll compliment you on, like, if you're attractive, or on what you're wearing, this, that, and the third. You try to get another tether, another different kind of way, only to turn around and still do the same shit. It's like, like the collective knows if it's a real compliment or a backhanded compliment. We know that why you're saying hello, right? We know why you're looking. It's just like, and then they get blindsided by one of the people sitting next to them. So, and then it's just like, oh, have mercy, just they want to go on the healing journey. So it's like, the thing about this journey is, like, you basically become best friends with betrayal. Is like, Like, hey, how you doing? Oh, another lesson? Oh, hey, okay, what do I need to learn from this one? In what way? It's is weird. I won't say best friend. Is that a bad choice of words? What if that's a bad choice of words? But yeah, you learn the ins and out of betrayal. You learn the ins and out of lower frequencies vicariously from other people, right? So we learn directly from spirit, from source, from the Most High. While the lessons we have to learn in this lifetime, in this spiritual journey, is like we have to learn them vicarious. We have to learn how to recognize the bullshit in other people, and people who are full of shit usually do want to be around someone all the time. They have to be around someone because it's just like they have to put that mask on even when they walk to the mirror. They have to put that mask on in front of someone, and like try to mirror other people and do some group thinking or something like that. And when they use them as a soundboard, they don't think they need the people on their frequency, and then when they use them as a soundboard, it's the illusion that they don't need to heal from whatever it is that hurt them, that will make them want to attack somebody based off the internet, or like based off of appearances, based off of something totally superficial. Maybe it's something that somebody else told them, they heard, or attack vulnerability. It's just like, it's just perspective. Like, and the weird ways they go about it is the whole joke right there. So it's like, sorry, I'm looking at this hummingbird. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, it flitted off somewhere. Hummingbird was just dancing in the air. It's like, or looking for something. I don't know, but they're so quick. But anyways, yeah, they have to be around someone to validate them, to validate how, to validate that they don't need to heal. That's what they need to hear, that there's nothing wrong with them. Which, okay, in which case there is nothing wrong with them. It's just like they do need to, like, to try to make someone else think there's something wrong with them, as if we're all supposed to be the same, like robots, right? Because it's like you bothering some people that don't fuck with anybody. They don't bother anybody. We don't bother anybody. We just simply go on about our way. And that's for your perspective. That's the whole point, is there's all kinds of different perspectives. And there's just people, like maybe sometimes we get in our emotions and they act like they're so educated, smart, or whatever, by doing this and trying to add fuel to the fire. It's just like it just looks, they look like garbage, man. It's just like, even if they're sitting in a group and acting like they dispose of you, but in the same breath, they went out of their way. So who got disposed of? It's just like, because the whole thing is they mostly get ignored. It's just like we listen for, to energy check. Like, okay, we might be right on the energy, but let's see the context of what's being said. Oh, okay, you're trying to be hurtful. You're trying to be condescending. Okay, you're trying to be like, just, do that in your own group and do that away from, the collective. Like, because we're not trying to be bothered with y'all, but y'all want something to do with us. It's fucking weird. That's very fucking weird. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, I'm just like really sitting, like, kind of trying to make sense of it. I guess this is I'm using I guess the collective as my soundboard. I could be wrong, could right, because it's like, since I never really had anybody true blue in my life, that's just gonna tell me straight up what it is. I'll get my messages from the collective. It's just like, okay, cool. So am I, like, I know when I'm doing right, when I'm doing wrong, and sometimes what feels wrong is actually you doing the right thing, because they program you to do the wrong things that are detrimental to yourselves, and others to feel like you're doing the right thing, which is dealing with these people, these types of people who want to tear you down. And as I said, if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to each other. And I don't think I could stomach being around somebody who's interested in tearing other people down. Like, I just don't, like, I couldn't have that conversation. Like, sit there and like straight up plot on somebody, trying to make them go crazy. I couldn't like stomach that energy. I couldn't stomach that person or those people. And that's what I basically had around me like most of my freaking life, and it was directly to me. But it's just like, I watched and I'm like, no, this is just them. It's just them. Like, that's what's attached to them. And, I was just like trying to figure, because I'm like a very accountable person. I fall on whatever hill, sword, and everything else. So I'll apologize. I'll admit the parts I did, where I was wrong. And like a lot of the times I reflect back, I'm like, man, I wasn't doing anything to these motherfuckers. I was like, telling the truth or telling my truth. And, they could have chosen to walk away or, accept it. You know what I mean? Like, but to sit up and try to go out of your way to antagonize somebody, that's some next level self-hatred right there. Like, that's crazy as fuck. But I guess I'm off today. Shit. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my day. For the most part, I know I have some important other stuff to do, other important things to do, because this is important to me, and whoever is watching, apparently, because there's people, like I said, there's people learning from it, and the people that learn from it is what makes it worth it. These other things, whatever, these little demons that, because they didn't hear what they wanted to hear, they basically go out and attack people who are delivering messages with pure intention. It's kind of like a level of stupidity. It's like, oh, we don't understand it, let's attack it. Like, nobody's attacking them. Like, we'll say our piece here and there, which may be insulting, but again, they don't have to watch, look, or listen, but they try to make sure they're heard by you. They try to make themselves important to you, but, which shows how important you actually are to them, collective. So with that said, yeah, enjoy your day. Take care of yourself. Love yourself, love each other. Drink water. Heal yourself. Mind your business. It's very healthy. Again, until next video, collective, take care.